It's probably happened to you. It's happened to me, it's happened to my friends. It's PMD, post-micturition-dribble, the drip, leaky faucet, etc. It can be really annoying, really frustrating, sometimes embarrassing, and just simply a nuisance. PMD is basically a ejection of urine after you've urinated. Usually happens when you hike up your pants or something. It's that dribble, that drop or two. It's not really that awesome. It's kind of uncomfortable. It's not very great in general. It can happen to women, but generally happens to men. But there are ways around it. According to Bladder and bowel.org, they say, PMD is due to the weakness of the muscles of the pelvic floor, which surround the urethra. The pelvic floor muscles can be weakened by operations for an enlarged prostate, continual straining to empty the bowels, especially when constipated, constant cough such as a smoker's cough, overweight and obesity, neurological damage, persistent heavy lifting.
There's two ways you can deal with this problem. One you can do today, and this one you'll be doing anyways. However, it doesn't correct the issue. It's just more of a band-aid, and it's more of something that you'll be doing as you approach this problem forever in general. And then the second way you can deal with it is more of a long-term practice, something that takes a little more effort. Let's start with the first solution and a little bit about what's going on. At first there's a lot of pressure and it's very easy to expel the urine, and then it's kind of sitting there kind of like with a low amount of pressure, just kind of like with your finger on the end of a straw and how it holds it in. And then what happens a lot of times when you pull up your pants, that you kind of have that relaxation and that kind of like lets go in the inside, right on your pelvic floor. So that's why that happens in the first place. So the way you want to do this is actually pretty easy. After you've done your initial urination, you reach down to the pelvic floor right behind your sac. It's your perineum, and you push up against that and you pull forward with pressure, and you push like you're still urinating as well, and you milk it like kind of like a cow real quick. Once should be good, you know, and then you do your shake and then you should be good. It should be dry as hell. It's great. It works just about every single time. It's amazing. And the second solution is a far more helpful and more proven solution to help this issue, which is to strengthen the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is kind of like this trampoline of muscles that sits underneath and kind of right at the bottom of your hips. It's not part of your glutes or your hamstrings, it's that part in between. And I will link videos of the how-tos that I found that were pretty good. I'm not going to get into that. It's not only good for PMD, but it's great for other things that are proven to increase sexual functions, ejaculations. And in some studies, I'll link below, it has said that it's like 40 to 50% helpful in solving erectile dysfunction. So it's probably worth it in the end. And this particular issue does become more apparent as we age as men. So it's something that you want to kind of get used to and build it into your life. So the easiest way I found to include it into my life is to just slip it into my resting at the gym. So if I'm doing bench press and I'm just resting my minute in between or however long, I just kind of include it right there. I'm just sitting there and I just do it there. Kind of like supersetting, but yeah, it's helpful and it keeps it so that I can consistently do it. It's not too hard if you start, because it kind of becomes part of your routine. So I do recommend doing it there so that it's a constant and it's really, really easy to do every single week.
So in the end, I think focusing on health is just always a worthwhile cause. And then these two methods, the working out of the pelvic floor, you can do that kind of anywhere. It has a lot other benefits aside from this one. And then the shake method is just great to just make sure everything ejected correctly, and you can leave the restroom completely confident, and also everything very clean for the next person, which, you know, is really always appreciated.
So I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me that I get to share this information, and hopefully it helps you out, maybe shed light on a topic that you didn't know that you could fix or anything like that. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so that I know to make more of these. This is a new style for me, so it's really interesting to get this going.
So I want to add one more thing, is that this video is not a substitute for treatment. If you have serious issues, you should go see a doctor. I am not a doctor, so this is just more of a raise awareness and some education and some things that I've found in my research and some trial for the past 2 or 3 months. I hope this really helps you out. Until next time, over.